us independence and we are free men, but at the same time we colonize some other things.
My next question is, in your observation, are European people responsible for the chaotic and horrific situation Africans are generally in? Do you think European people are responsible of the chaotic and horrific situations Africans are generally in? What's your take on that? Do you think they are responsible for that, of the chaotic, the poverty, the ignorance, the diseases, the order in Africa, the situation Africans are feeling in? Do you think they are responsible of that?
They are not.
Okay. Now, why do you think they are not responsible of those conditions if everything we live under is meant to advance the European agenda and not the African agenda? It means nothing is meant to benefit us. Not our economy, not our education, not our social life. Nothing is like us. Everything is like European. So how can they not be responsible?
Okay, if I may ask you, it's the question part of the questions. How much is dollar today? How much is the rate of dollar today?
I haven't checked.
How much is the rent today?
The rent with what?
The rent, yeah.
I haven't checked. I haven't checked.
If you can't check this, they can't check Nigeria.
But you can tell me.
But
you can tell me.
I'm coming up.
Yeah.
I have to come up with something very tangible.
Yeah.
Fine now. And why I said to you that Europeans are not responsible, because if you're a free man, he has their own independence. And what is their independence? So you to go back home and make a research. And when you are making a research, couple all your things, and also make sure you came out with something tangible to people that you are serving. But right now, if you watch at what is going on in the Europeans, Obama is the president of the United States of America. If you watch at his last speech, he spoke at some days ago. And there is something I learned from that particular place. You see, Africa is a country that God has already blessed. But I'm still telling you, because of the interviews that are going on now, discussions by governments, and I have to tell you that whatever your question they are trying to ask me here right now, I still believe South Africa, Nigeria, whatever, any country around the African continent here, our governments is our poverty. And that is my final question to answer you.
Okay.
You know why I'm saying this? You know, sometimes, let me just give you some examples. You see my brothers and my sisters around me here. We are Nigerians. We are here in South Africa. It doesn't mean that my country doesn't have money. It doesn't mean that we cannot work. But sometimes have to irritations. And sometimes, you know, sometimes what surprised me is mostly, like my brothers were sitting here in South Africa, somebody can walk here and call somebody or whatever. You understand? So,
remember that too. That's why we come to other countries. There's water like.
So I see they disturbing there. So you say Africans are free, but it's our government the cause of poverty. But
from example, you can view it from the South African.
But are African government free to remove European domination that is keeping Africa backward? Are African government free to remove English and put on African language, nationalize the natural resources, stop European media from polluting the brain of Africans with content that have nothing to do with African culture? Can African government do that without facing hostility from European countries? What do you think? Because you cannot say you are free. You say this government is free. I mean, this government is responsible, but at the same time, that government cannot take a decision that's going to stop European domination. Let me take an example. For Africans to get out of poverty, their economy must benefit them. You agree with me, right?
Of course.
But do you think there is an economy in Africa that is designed to benefit the African people, or all economies are designed to benefit the European people? Because the natural resources they own, most of the things we consume, they supply. Even things that Africans are producing are not selling because European products have total dominance, and the mind of Africans are being set to look everything European as the best. You understand? Now, in those conditions, how can you say we are free? Because the system in which we live, the order, is meant to go against us, and our government are not allowed to take decision. I mean, they cannot take decision that could advance us without facing problems. You understand? So how can they be responsible? Because we must be objective. You understand? If the problem is the government, then can the government nationalize the oil without facing fight? If the government gonna nationalize the oil and face fight, then the problem, that means that government is under influence from the European. Can the government remove French in Gabon because French is killing African languages? Can they do that? That's the question. If they cannot do that, then you cannot say this government is the cause, because the hands is tied. It means if they try to put on action, right, that's going to advance us as a people, they're going to fight it. Fighting. What you take on that? Because freedom means, because if I'm the government, let's say if I'm president, you understand? Yeah. And then you say, I'm president and there's poverty. You say I'm the cause of poverty. You understand? Okay, me I say, okay, I know how to end poverty. We must take back all that is ours. It must be owned by us. You understand? By the country, so that those things benefit the Africans. We must put the product that we make as first. You understand? It means the European product must not have dominance over our product, and they should not have control over our information and so many other stuff. We must be our own boss. The European must not be a player in Africa. Do you think those Europeans will not fight me and call me a tyrant because they don't want to lose that dominance they have over Africa? What you take on that?
Yeah, they must fight.
And so it means you cannot blame African government, because African government, if they try to take action that's gonna advance Africa, they're gonna fight them. Which means you cannot hold them responsible. It means the freedom you're talking about is not real. Why? Because we are not free to be ourselves. We are not free to put laws that gonna benefit us. We are not free to be. Do you know why African women put plastic hair? If I ask you, why do you think a people don't want to be themselves anymore? You found African who change their skin color. Who are they trying to look like? You find African women putting plastic hair. Who are they trying to look like? You find African women who act like European. At least like the European women on TV.
What are we saying about? I still told you that we are free. We have already gotten a freedom.
Freedom means we must put laws that's gonna advance the interests of people. Freedom does not mean there was apartheid South Africa, right? Which is European, and then there was apartheid South Africa, which is European. Then they make a deal with some Africans, and then they say let's switch. So now there's Africans, brown-looking faces in government. But everything just works like apartheid wanted. You can't call that freedom. Freedom is not the change of leadership from a pink face to brown face. Freedom is not you moving freely in an area. Freedom is you being in a country where things work for you as a people, where you are the master of your destiny. You are free to decide what you're gonna do with your resources. You understand? Yes. You are free to decide what language you're gonna put, what policies you're gonna put. That is freedom. Freedom is not you can move freely as a physical human being, but everything is owned by the same colonizers. Your language is dying, your culture is dying. They colonize your TV. It means everything on TV is only them. You open TV, it's always them. And even that cannot be called freedom. You understand? Yeah. Because you are colonized. Why you are colonized? Because your mind is colonized. Everything on TV is them. When you go to school, what you learn at school is actually them who supply it to you, and they supply it to you with content that make your brain view them as superior. You understand? Yeah. Which is not right. Okay. Do you know the history of European in Africa? Like they did slavery, colonization, and apartheid. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
So are we supposed to allow such a people, when we are free, supposedly free, are we supposed to allow them to dominate us like they do? Because
No, we didn't.
do you know they dominate us?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, totally dominate us. But now, do you support that we become our own master? That means we put our interests first. That means we end the European dominance. Will you support that, you as an African?
I support that.
You support that, right? Now, do you know that ending European dominance means we're gonna have to stop them from colonizing our TV, the images from colonizing our TV? Do you know that? We're gonna have to remove the languages.
Yeah, then we black man as a black man African.
Yeah.
How much did you have to pay for the TV investment and development?
What the?
How much did you have as a black man? How much did you have? Because it's only white man. You know, let me tell you, as an African,
Yeah.
what we believe, we believe in white.
No, you were just we. I have to say
You
yeah.
know, we believe in white.
Okay, I'm listening.
Personally, I myself, I don't believe in white.
But generally, Africans believe in white. Why do you think Africans would believe in people that call them baboon, people that have done
Can you put that into the I have places to go.
Okay, now I just wanna let's just conclude on this one. Why would you think African will believe in people that have done slavery against them, colonization, apartheid, that are keeping them under neo-colonialism?
Causes by my government, African continental government.
It's caused by African government. But African government free to end.
They should provide us jobs.
Sorry?
In America, those ones that you call that the colonizers, in America, there's jobs.
There's jobs.
Someone like you and I can be riding a hammer jeep in America, but here in Africa, when you ride a hammer jeep, police have to investigate you and ask you where you got the money. So now, right now, if you are trying to tell me colonized or not colonized, or trying to be freedom, we Africa, we have freedom from the Europeans. Mara, the problem we are facing here in this country was our government as an African incontinent. We're facing a very big problem by our leaders.
But when you talk about leader, the leader can only bring you the hammer and the money and whatever and living good if the resource of the country benefit the country. You will, in America you say they can drive hammer or whatever because everything that is in America is for the American people. You understand? But in Africa, everything that is in Africa is not for us, but still for the American people and the European people. It means America can only live like that because it owns its own. Protect Africa.